All right, so I haven't posted anything to YouTube in a while. I do want to start getting back to the trick tips, but I just wanted to kind of, I guess, ease my way back into this thing with like, just I don't know, like maybe just do the curb session. I guess I've been popping a lot lately, so I actually haven't been skating as much curbs for the past couple weeks, but yeah, I'm here at this spot. It's like 5 blocks long. That I've skated like a bazillion times before. I've done a bunch of trick tips here, but just kind of wanted to, you know, go through maybe a full curb session, warm up a little bit, kind of get into it, and maybe knock off some of the rust. But I also did want to talk about like one little concept that I think is important for anyone kind of trying to progress like their curb skating and getting more into different combos and stuff like that, especially with like all of the nose and tail things like crooked grinds and tail slides and like all the tilty combos and stuff like that. There's just a little concept that I kind of just wanted to touch on about that. So yeah, I'm gonna get into the skating and just kind of go through some stuff, and then I'll talk about what I want to talk about. All right, let's get to it. I don't really know how well this curb's gonna go right now. This is like one of the rare occasions that I'm out of wax. So I didn't go buy any. So we'll see how well it's going and how well it's not going. This curb is notoriously gets sticky because the people that always skate here are they don't like wax a whole lot. People complain about it being too slick, so yeah, anyways, let's see how it goes. How do I hold on to that? Oh yeah, I'm resting. Ah. That's the scary thing about this curve, is it unlocks very easy, so round. I thought that was gonna be first try. I was sure of it. Whoa! Maybe that's a sign Backfitchies are not it today. Yeah. Combos are gonna be hard today. That ain't wax. Let's see if I can do crook pop over and then front hurricane. That's so hard. Oh. Probably as good as that's gonna get. Oh well. I can't even put it up into the crook. It just snags. Nose slides might not be a go today. Oh, it's just gripping. It's gripping the curb. A little bit better, but I didn't pop it. I just kind of skirted. Oh well, I'll take it. Whatever. All right. So the little thing that I kind of wanted to talk about, like the concept that I think helped. It just kind of helped me like understand like more difficult combos and how, you know, how to kind of approach, you know, learning like all of the nose and tail slide combos and everything like that. Anyways, basically what it is like I started kind of figuring out like I needed to use leverage to my advantage, and that's something that a lot of people don't think about, like when they're trying to kind of advance their slappy game, is like you have to figure out that like you can't just keep bashing into the same thing over and over and over again and not change anything and then expect like a different result. So like what I kind of started figuring out was that I needed to play with both foot placement and body placement on my nose or tail or in the pockets in order to kind of figure out certain things. So like the main thing that helped a lot, especially with all the crook and nose slide combos and tail slides and stuff like that, is putting a lot of times for most of the things when you're learning them, you want to move your front foot up like significantly further. Like normally people have a lot of their, like for a lot of their tricks, they're like in the pocket, you know, for nose slides and stuff like that. And that's great for like holding them and stuff like that. But like if you want to learn how to pop over, or you want to learn how to go from nose slide to crook or crook to 180 nose grind, anything like that, like it always helps going into the trick if you're as far towards the tip of your nose as possible, or your tail. Same thing for tail slides, whatever, blunt slides, all of it. It's just like, because if you're further up towards the tip, like look how much, like I have all this room to play with. If I'm here, it's hard. Like it's so hard. I have to press, like even with my hand, I have to press so hard to get it to tip over. And even still, when you press hard enough, you're still lined up with this edge of the curb. So you really can't tilt that much anyways. But as soon as I go like this and my hand is up here, like everything is so much easier. That leverage point is there. And when you're doing crooks and stuff like that, if you want to pop it over, if you're here and you're like this, you gotta actually like snap it over. Whereas if you're here and you're learning them, like it's so much easier, you can just go bloop and it'll go right over. And same thing goes for like blunt slides. In order to lock into a good blunt slide, you want to be like really sitting on that portion of your tail. And I'll do a blunt slide trick tip, but you want to be like really have all of your weight right here so it doesn't tilt over to the other side into some weird tail slide thing. So yeah, that's kind of the biggest thing that kind of helped me. And I learned that by doing, like, I know I've said it in previous videos, but by like doing a lot of stalls, like nose stalls and playing with my foot. And they're doing nose slide, pop over to fakie going one way, pop over to fakie going the other way, and like all kinds of stuff just to kind of figure out. And then you kind of figure out your body placement too. But it's all in like that leverage. Like don't like let the curb work for you. Let the curb and your board work for you. You don't have to fight everything to like pop a trick over or do a combo. Like you can just let your weight carry, or and that happens by like being further up on your nose or further back on your tail. It's just, it helps so much with all of that stuff. And the same thing goes for like feebles and stuff like that. All of those things, it's all like, if you want to pop a feeble back over to this side, like you're gonna have to have more weight like in a certain portion of your tail or something like that. And the same thing goes for the other big one is like, say you're doing like nose slide 270s, nose slide 270 shove, like the towards the way curve that I always do. Like that, it's hard to do that trick because you have to dip your board a little bit before you do a 270 out or the 270 shove. You have to let your board dip a little bit. If your foot is here, as soon as you dip it, it's just gonna slip away from the curve. Sorry, there's bugs. Whereas if you're further up towards the nose, like you have some play and you still have enough weight over here to where it's not gonna slip that way. So yeah, it's so you can let it dip and then you have all that room to snap it up. So it just like, that's the main thing that helps. Figure out how to use the curb in your board like to your benefit. that's the biggest thing about like curb skating is like you don't have to fight everything. You don't have to muscle through everything. You can learn things by like, you know, just playing with your foot and body placement, and it'll make you learn things so much quicker. If you can figure out how to diagnose a trick that way, you're like already ahead of the curve, because it's like there's a lot of people that just don't know how to do that. They don't know how to diagnose their own skating, and that's something I learned like as I got older. So yeah, that's the biggest thing that I just kind of wanted to touch on. So, you know, like I said, use those leverage points, you know, to benefit you. And if the curb is wider, you definitely have to use that. Or if it's a deck curb, because you can't just be far away from the tip of your nose and then expect to get your truck up there, or to be able to do all this stuff, and it's just going to be really hard on you. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I know the skating wasn't that great, but this curb is really sticky right now. I have 0 whack, so I was just not in the mood to keep fighting this curb today. It just is what it is. So you're gonna have to take what you get. But yeah, that's it. I'll pump out some more videos soon. Let me know what you want to see next. I'm probably going to talk about the next video. I think I'm going to talk about Ben DeGro's new shape. I'm going to skate it everywhere. I'm going to do some ledge skating. I'm going to do some flip tricks. I'm going to skate curbs. I'm going to do it all. So I'm probably going to talk about that. Anyways, I'll catch you guys soon.